Hi guys, how are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian, and today I'm so excited because I have a special guest here today. She is a celebrity makeup artist and someone that I've known for quite some time. I've learned so much from her. I've always wanted her to do my makeup, and I am so excited because the day has finally come where she's going to glam me up. Hopefully we leave here with like a super fire, hot look. That's the goal. So let me bring out Jill Powell.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm so excited for you to be here. We've known each other for a long time.
When did you start? When was that? What year?
I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah. I've told this story on my YouTube a couple of times,
Okay.
that you're pretty much the reason why I'm here in the first place. Jill is the one that found me,
I did.
hired me at Sephora. You took me on as an assistant.
I did.
Because of you, I followed the makeup career situation, and I feel like I just owe so much to you.
Well, you've had it all in you the whole time, so I just saw it at an early age.
I don't know how or why.
I remember when you first walked in and I saw your leopard print tattoos, and that's how I got your attention. I was like, hey.
And
cool
you were
tattoos.
like, this girl needs help. Because I came in and I would just stare at the Kat Von D stuff. Just one day I'm gonna buy it, but not today. I'm gonna send this all to everyone at Sephora. Be like, look at us now.
In my world, I'm actually self-taught. I am very old, so I didn't grow up with YouTube or social media or any of this stuff, so I had to teach myself. So a lot of my tips and tricks you may or may not see. They may still be around. It might just be something I just do. So I start with skin because what I believe is when you're painting a canvas, it's always good to have a blank, beautiful, clean canvas. If the skin isn't perfect, I can't move on and do everything else. So start with a moisturizer. I usually like to apply everything with my hands. Reason being, you get to feel the face. And I like to feel for texture. I like to feel for any bumps, any redness, any irritation. And Bailey has the softest skin ever.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
You're just saying
Great
that?
skin. No.
Retiny.
Because I do other people's makeup, it gets them a little more comfortable with you. You're all up in their face. They have to like you. The more you massage the face, you're increasing circulation. It's going to make the skin more glowy. You can do lymphatic drainage and kind of get puffiness out. So I did a little bit of moisturizer, some eye cream. Sometimes I'll do a primer. Sometimes I won't. You have really good skin. Do you typically do a primer?
Sometimes, but not really.
So I do primers when you need long wearing makeup, when you're going on the red carpet. Photo shoots, I never do a primer because we're always changing the makeup. So again, it just depends. I feel like I'm not going to do a primer today. Okay, so this is actually the Too Faced, Born This Way, the Multi-Sculpting Concealer. I find that I love this as a foundation. It's great as a concealer if you want a lighter concealer, but I love it as a foundation, just really sheer on the skin. I'm a person that does really sheer and layering makeup. I don't like to put too much on at once. You can put it really sheer and it's not heavy or cakey on your skin. Sometimes when I'm doing a red carpet, those cameras can see everything. I tend to like less texture, less product on the skin, still really beautiful.
How did you realize that you liked this as a foundation?
I usually try a product on myself first, most of the time, because I'm too scared to try something on a client and then have it not work out. So I don't like to guess. And I don't ever want to have flashback or anything like that. So flashback is anytime you see that white cast, usually under the eyes because of where somebody has applied powders or certain concealers. And the products that can do that are anything with sunscreen in it because, again, it bounces light. Physical sunscreen, not a chemical sunscreen. And then talc will do it, so you have to be really careful with talc. But any of those types of ingredients can cause flashback. But you also have to be careful because it could just be your technique and how you apply it. We are going to cover her hyperpigmentation.
Very excited to see.
She's been asking me how to do it for years, and I told her I can do it. She's like, I don't know if you can.
I know. Not that I doubt you, but I kind of just doubt everyone.
You doubt me?
I've had my makeup done by professional makeup artists a handful of times, and I'm not the type to say something or be too picky. I like to leave it up to the artist and let them do their job. Personally, I like to see how other people would do my makeup.
Yeah.
And they always have a hard time covering my darkness, the hyperpigmentation. I had one makeup artist tell me that, oh, that's why they have Photoshop.
Really?
Yes.
I don't rely on Photoshop at all.
You shouldn't.
So whenever I do a photo shoot, anything, I make sure that my clients can take a picture of the screen and it looks exactly how it would in the magazine, because you just never know if photographers really like to do things in post, but I find that I don't always want to trust them. I want to do it how I want it to look. So.
One thing I learned from you was to look up, when you get a call sheet, to look up the photographer and see what their style is and learn like what kind of lighting they use. And that's something I never thought of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until you said that and I was like, that's so smart.
Contour a little bit with foundations. NARS Sheer Glow, one of my old school favorite foundations. We're just gonna add some depth with a little bit of foundation. So then I just like to blend it out.
Would you say I have a square round face or just a round face?
Not round, square. It's so square. What are you talking about?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm square here and
Yeah.
then round.
Nope. Because that's, I mean, you definitely see this going straight down. And then your jawline is not rounded. It's definitely more square.
I'm not mad at it.
Square's good.
I want to be Angelina.
So I'm just kind of patting this on, trusty beauty blender. And then when I'm blending, do you feel me lifting up? So I'm not blending down this way. And that's how you're keeping your contour line. I know a lot of people will take, powder and define it. I don't do that. I don't use a lot of powder.
But would you use a lot of powder if it was like bridal and it was a long day or something, or no?
Sheer layers. Sheer layers helps it to stay so much better. Think about when you're painting a nail. So like anybody paint their nails at home. When you paint your nail, you do a sheer layer and let it dry. Then you do another sheer layer and you let it dry.
Right.
You do another sheer layer, let it dry. And what happens? It's great.
Yeah.
What happens if right before bed you're like, oh yes, let's pack it on, and you wait an hour and you let it dry for an hour and you go to bed. Next morning you have bed sheet nails, right?
Yeah. Story of my life.
Because the top layer dries, but the underneath never sets properly. So if you do a sheer layer, every layer is setting. So like I haven't even done concealer on you. This is just foundation under your eyes, and I'm letting it set, and I'm fixing any creases. Because then once that completely sets on your skin, we can do another layer.
The Patience to Blend. Your book title. Patience to Blend.
Oh my gosh. And then the only other place I would contour is probably right in here. And I know you
Right.
like to do your whole jawline.
Yeah.
But if you actually just do this one little ball right there,
Or I could just get like Kybella.
you don't need Kybella. This
It'll
is
get
all
rid
just
of that ball.
and see how that changes your face shape. So that's why we're contouring there. Because we're all like thinking about what we want the face to look like.
Right.
So that's what contour really does. Not everybody is a cookie cutter contour.
On YouTube, everyone treats it for the same. The one big swipe,
Yeah.
the forehead, the cheekbone.
All right, so I'm going to try these. These are new. This is yours. Are you using this middle color the most?
Yeah, because that's Sculpt.
Okay, this is the new MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette. So I will put powder on top of my creams because it sticks better than it's sticking to powder. You put water on a surface table or something, and then you throw a flour on top. It creates like a gummy texture, right?
So,
It
yeah.
sticks. So if you have powder first and you throw more powder, what happens? It's gone. If you want it to stay, this is another one of my Stay Power tips. Put it directly on top of your sticky foundations rather than powdering and setting it first.
But how do you get it to not?
Sheer layers. Sheer layers, sheer layers.
The Patience to Blend.
And I'm just gonna do little soft motions. But do you see I'm putting on?
You're making me so nervous because, like, right away I'm like, okay, this is gonna get muddy. Because when I do this, why does it get muddy? Why does it get muddy?
How much are you putting on your brush?
A lot.
So it's all about sheer layers. So I always start from the ear and swipe down because you don't want to have a big blob right here that you have to blend out. Then we're going to go back and I'm going to just add a little bit right here, just in there. I'm not doing a whole jawline.
And it's weird because you haven't done like concealer, and the
haven't
concealer
done
isn't
concealer.
going to go into the powder at all.
I'm
'Cause
not
you're
gonna-
not gonna do that fat. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just.
So when I do any type of color correcting, think about the colors. So right now this is looking gray. So we want to pull warmth to the gray. So we're going to use something with a peachy or undertone. These are the Lancome Tante, I can't even say it.
Me neither. I
Tint
just say
Tante, I don't know.
I think
Tante
it's
Doll.
Tient. I heard someone say that.
I'm pretty sure it's Tante Doll.
Let us know down below.
I'm gonna say Tante. Yeah, comment below. Tante Doll Ultra Wear, super creamy, high pigment, high coverage concealers, and I purchased all of the peachy tones because I wanted to use them for color correcting.
So when do you know to color correct? Like, do you feel like everybody needs to color correct their under eye?
Hyperpigmentation is a whole different story.
Right.
Hyperpigmentation, because of the color tones in it, usually show up more green. And when you put foundation on, most of the foundations are somewhat yellow based. Even if they're neutral, they have some yellow to them. So yellow and green makes a really ugly greenish gray. Or if it's blue, then yellow and blue makes green. And so you're not seeing that those are not natural colors found in the skin.
Right.
So that's when I need to color correct. Under eye is usually Sometimes it's a blue, and that's when I will color correct with a peachier tone.
Okay.
Even if it's blue or green. But a lot of it is that kind of purplish color. And what counteracts purple? Yellow.
Right.
So if you're using something that's a concealer and it's your skin tone is usually somewhat of a yellow undertone. So then you don't need to color correct if your concealer is doing it for you.
That was a lot to unpack.
Sorry.
Know your color wheel.
Know your color wheel. So I'm gonna go directly where I see any darkness. I like to use my finger when I'm doing concealer because I like to take off any excess and blend out those edges, because really you just want to conceal exactly what you want to conceal and not have too much around the edges. And I'm gonna let that set.
Oh, I see you, Jill.
She says, oh.
Oh, wait a minute.
So now I'm gonna go in with concealer. This is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer. I know Bailey loves concealer.
I do. I don't know what it is.
And I'm just gently going over that pigmentation, so I'm not gonna move it.
With this like fresh, dewy face, I look young and fresh. Right out the womb.
I love seeing young Bailey photos.
I like the ones where I thought I was hot shit when I was like first working at Sephora, and I look at those pictures and I'm like, Bailey, why was nobody telling you?
I'm pretty sure I had a few conversations with you.
And I remember you trying to teach me how to contour because I was doing something funky. I was using like the Tokidoki glittery stuff, and you're like, you can't do that. And I was like, why?
So much fun.
Right? Kids really have it easy with YouTube and stuff. We had to learn by wearing it out and people telling us to our face
Yeah.
that you look awful.
Yeah. Okay, so we're filling in the beginning of her brows with lingering.
Whoa, looks great.
So I was gonna do gel liner as your lid primer. MAC Black Chalk rounded concealer brush, and I'm inverting it. So I'm just going to go to the lash line and press up, because what this does is I can get right into the lashes. And then do you see the edge? It's already blended for me. It's not like a harsh line
Because you're pulling up.
because I'm pulling up. I'm gonna get most of the lid completely black, because then you don't have to use as much black powder, which equals less black fallout. Before it sets, I'm gonna take a blending brush. Nars just sent me a bunch of eyeshadows. You want to find that little socket, and this is just a neutral color to blend. And do you see I'm leaving the middle open because we're going to do something else there. So I call this like my natural crease, because your brow bone color is going to be lighter. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm creating a natural dimension as well as a transition, because you don't want to transition. We're going to do red in the middle. I don't want to transition from red to your brow bone color. So it's just creating a natural shadow, lighter than your contour color, but it's like contouring your eye. All right, so now this is where we get fun. I'm gonna use like a reddish kind of wine color, and this is what I'm gonna blend that smoky eye with.
How did you not get fallout? I'm so confused. What kind of black magic is going on?
You know why, Bailey?
The Patience Blend.
Sometimes it's good to come in with just nothing and really diffuse it. Do you ever do that?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
It's the one thing that saves me. I'm smoking out, smoking.
Airbrush. I'm actually gonna go in and kind of make this a little bit more rich. So you see how many layers I've done on this crease already? Mm-hmm. But I didn't have to put it on and then blend it out. I'm building it, and then we can perfect later.
How are you not getting fallout? Sheer layers. Sorry, I knew the answer.
I don't know why, but I like to do this.
It's an artist thing.
Yeah. When you assist me, sometimes you take them all out of my hand, and then I'm like,
Please
oh, did
stop.
I? Another fun fact, I never took an art class.
And it's so weird because like you understand color theory.
I worked at MAC and Sephora, and they were really good about training on that stuff. So you did art classes for a long time.
I love art classes.
I remember those. Coming in with your pastel, your oil.
I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was like, I should have kept my first oil painting, but I gave it as a gift to my dad. I'm like, I kind of want to call him and be like, can I have that back? It was so good for like my first oil painting. Why did I keep that?
So I'm coming in with a black eyeliner, and I'm angling it outward, and I'm draw the shape that I want, and then this will also make sure that it's nice and dark.
What has been like your most favorite look you've ever created?
I am obsessed with the look I did on Demi for the Grammys. She wore this like gold, like chain link see-through dress almost. We used Armani products on her face, and it was just literally one of my favorite looks. So beautiful. A little black powder. So we're getting a little waterline action. Black,
Black
then brown,
liner.
liner. What?
Why? Because you didn't use brown on the top, did you?
I didn't. So the reason why I do that is because you're gonna find the blend is way better. And I do, both of these are the Sephora waterproof pencils, so it stays. So we're gonna do a little bit of that like wine color underneath on top of the brown.
We did the other eye.
Both eyes. Now I go back in for my second round of concealer.
Oh, you're setting?
I am setting. Yes, I don't use much powder, but I do set my concealer. This is Hourglass. Look at the difference. So you see the one that's set and you see the one that's not. Like you can see the shine. It works really well with creamy, creamy products.
No, I've never tried this one.
Yeah. You ready for some bling?
Whoa.
Smaller brush, circular motions. Notice I haven't done my blush yet.
Patience, sheer layers. We can do this.
All right, last bit of highlight. Same highlighter. We're gonna get some blush. Just grab like a pink tone. And then it blends your contour into your highlighter and it creates just like a nice, warm, like, oh.
Jill put on a pair of eyelashes.
Salon Perfect 615s. So kind of spiky. We wanted to be able to see the color behind. This is MAC Oh Honey. Bailey says she loves a nude lip. So we are going to do Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW. I just love the opacity and like the wear and everything. And
I'm obsessed with them. They're so good.
blend, blend, blend.
And this one I always have in my bag. It's just the perfect like pink nude. Mm-hmm. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want to wear it?
What do you think?
I love it. I love my eyes so much. You covered my hyperpigmentation. My skin looks like skin. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, thank
Yay.
you. I definitely want
should
you
go this way,
back.
Helen.
Oh yeah. I definitely want you back because I want to go over like pro stuff if you're willing to share more pro stuff. Leave questions down below of stuff maybe if you are a freelance makeup artist or you want to go in that direction, like some questions, comments, stuff like that, and maybe Jill can come back and answer them for you. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, Jill.
Yes,
I'll leave
thank
where
you.
you can find Jill down below, like your Instagram. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good day today. Make choices, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.